The Making of a Scientist. Main revision points. The chapter The Making of a Scientist is a story about the famous scientist Richard Ebright. Richie, as his mother used to call him, was a very curious child right from his childhood. In the coming points, we will see how his curiosity and observation makes him a real scientist. He had started collecting butterflies in his childhood, and when he was 2 years old, he had already collected all the 25 species found near his hometown. These species were to be observed by him. He thought it to be an end of butterfly collection until one day his mother bought him a book named The Travels of Monarch X. This was a turning point in his life, and he got much more interested in dealing with science. He started with tagging butterflies with a task given at the end of the book that his mother brought for him. Then, when he first entered the country science fair with a slide of frog tissue, he got. Next point to learn. Everybody won something, but his project did not win any prize. He was sad, but also understood that to win, failures are the pillars of success. कहते हैं ना? So let's see what happened next. He stayed busy during his high school, working on the long list sent to him by Dr. Urquhart. Then, for the next year's fair, he chose the project of looking at the viral disease that killed nearly all the monarch caterpillars. Then, he thought the reason for their death. He stayed busy during his high school, working on the long list sent to him by Dr. Urquhart. Then, for the next year's fair, he chose the project up looking at the viral disease that killed nearly all the monarch caterpillars every few years. Point repeated to be learned. Could this project win? This project also made him win prizes, yes. Then he started his research as to the purpose of the 12 golden spots on the back of the monarch pupa. Everybody believed that it was just a design, but Dr. Urquhart thought otherwise. His observation, working together, brought result proved fruitful. Then a bright and other brilliant science student got together and made a device that could show that the gold spots were responsible for releasing a hormone that was necessary for its growth. Labs and instrument. With the help of sophisticated instruments, At one of the labs, he got a chance to work and found the chemical structure of the hormone in the gold spots. Then one day, while looking at the photo of the chemical structure, he solved one of the biggest puzzle of life. He came to know how a shell blueprints its DNA. It was a big breakthrough and was published in a magazine. Perhaps he had become a scientist. His other choices and interest, if they ask you in the question. He also had many other interests and also admired his social studies teacher as he was the one who used to give him new ideas. He was good at debating, public speaking, and a great canoeist. Now chalane wala. He never used to win for the sake of winning, but he did wholeheartedly whatever he did because he was curious, his curiosity. It is shown in this chapter that with the right amount of curiosity, a bright mind, and the will to win for right reasons are the qualities needed to be a scientist. His mother also played a big role in making him what he was. Her support to him, as it was she who supported him throughout his journey and brought him the book The Travels of Monarch X, which aroused his curiosity in the field of science that later on made him scientist. Main points are these. Keep in mind and proceed.